This time we're looking at a great Larry Carlton lick. This comes from his tune Song in the Fifth Grade, taken from his album Friends. Let me play it a couple of times, then we'll pull it apart. Before we get into the analysis, just a quick reminder, if you'd like to see a transcription of this or any of my other licks and solos, you'll find them all on my Buy Me a Coffee page, for which you'll find a link in the description down below. So this Larry Carlton line starts out over a G flat over A flat chord. This chord basically, we'd see it as being A flat 9 sus. It's kind of a dominant 7th chord. And over this, he starts out in A flat major pentatonic. So he's playing around, I mean, you call it shape 5 of A flat major pentatonic, or if like me, you find it easier to think in terms of the minor pentatonic. This would be shape 1 of the relative F minor pentatonic, up here on the 13th fret. And he starts with his E flat up here on the 16th fret and the B string bending up to the F. Then he repicks and bends it back down. Pulls off to the C and then plays the E flat again. Then the chord changes to D over E, which is the same chord, just down a major third. So again, we could see this as being E9 sus. And over this, he starts out, plays this E up here on the top string, 12th fret, and then the D sharp here on the 16th fret and the B string. And this D sharp I'd suggest is a passing note more than anything, because it's not an obvious choice over a D over E chord. And he follows this with a repeated E. And he's playing this between the E and the B string. So he's playing the E here on the 12th fret, and then another E here on the 17th fret and the B string. Now obviously you could just play those notes on the same string. But you get a much more interesting texture by going between the two of them. You know, it's a subtle thing, but texturally it's different, and also you get the notes ringing into each other a little bit more. It just sounds a bit more interesting, a bit more sophisticated. Following this, he goes up here to the A here on the 17th fret and pulls off to the G sharp. Then down to the E, 17th fret and the B string. Then to the F sharp. Then the D here on the 15th fret and the B string. And the B here on the 16th fret and the G string. Then the C sharp on the B string. The A. 14th fret and the G string and the F sharp. 16th fret and the D string and back to the A again. And all these notes come from E Mixolydian, but there's a bit more going on than that, I'd suggest. Because going from the A, I mean that's the 4th, and then pulling up to the major 3rd, then down to the E. So, I mean, you could see that as going from E sus to E. And following that by coming straight down a B minor arpeggio. Going from the 5th down to the minor 3rd to the root. Then same thing for an F sharp minor arpeggio. Again 5th to the minor 3rd to the root. Then back to the A. So he's bringing out these arpeggios, suggesting E, then B minor, then F sharp minor. And this idea of superimposing triads, that's a real Larry Carlton thing. You may remember we looked at a line a little while back from the tune The BP Blues, from Larry Carlton, which was all based on superimposed triads. Brilliant line. You know, you'll find it on my page, check it out. And yeah, this is more of the same. This A which he lands on This actually also fits perfectly with the chord change because it moves up a half step from the D over the E to the E flat over F. He's landing on the major third of the F chord, the A. And the chord comes on the last eighth note of the bar, basically on 4 and he hits that A at the same point. So 3, 4. And he comes straight down an F major triad. Then plays the same idea up a whole step as the chord moves up a half step. So again, we're going from E flat over F to E over F sharp. So you get this idea rhythmically, 3 and 4. So repeating the same idea up a half step, both in terms of notes and also rhythmically. It's repeating the same things, it's following the changes. Then the chord shifts up a half step again, this time to F over G, and hangs on that for the rest of this lick. So we get the chords just going up in half steps. And over this F over G chord, again we can see it as G9 sus, and we get to basically my favourite part of this line, which is over the last 2 bars, a nice semiquaver 16th note idea, all based around G mixolydian. So we're up here around the 15th fret, so G mixolydian here would be this. And over this, he starts on this C here on the 15th fret and the A string, hammering on up to the D. Then going to the F, 15th fret and the D string, then the A on the 14th fret and the G string, then up to the C. So this is spelling out a D minor 7 arpeggio. Starting from the flat 7th, going straight up, ending back on the flat 7th, and then he pulls off to the B, then goes to the D, here on the 15th fret and the B string, then up to the F, which is basically spelling out G7, major 3rd, 5th, flat 7th. Follows this going up to the A, here on the 17th fret and the top E string, back down to the F, then to the G, then the E. You could see this as suggesting F major and C major, or D minor and C major. Or then he pulls off from the E down to the D, then to the C and the B, here on the 17th, 16th frets on the G string, down to the G, 17th fret on the D string. So kind of suggesting G again. Then to the A, 14th fret on the G string, down to the F, 15th fret on the D string, pulling off to the E. Then the D here on the 17th fret on the A string. Again, that's basically around a D minor arpeggio. Then finishes off coming down, let's see, 17th to the 14th fret on the D string, and the same thing in the A string. So the notes G to E, then D to B, and finishing down on this G, on the root note. This is basically G major pentatonic, straight out G major pentatonic. So altogether you get this. Let's play that a little bit faster. And a little fall off the G to end up with. It's a lovely line, this. Lovely mixolydian idea. Let's try it down an octave down here. Worked great over G7, worked really nicely over a C major 7th chord, worked nicely over a D minor 7th chord as a Dorian idea. And also, you can move it around, change the notes around to work over different chord types as well. So let's try putting this whole line together slowly. Here we go. 3 and 4 and... So I hope you've enjoyed this look at a great Larry Carlton lick. As I mentioned before, there's a full transcription on my Buy Me Coffee page, which you'll find a link in the description down below. But to finish up, I'm going to play this through at half speed with the backing track, then a couple of times back up to tempo.